Yo, my name is Effexes and I'm gonna count down my favorite music from Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U. It's nothing new that the Donkey Kong Country series has some fantastic music. Most favored in the series are Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 and now Tropical Freeze, and all of us hail David Wise. He didn't produce the music for Donkey Kong Country Returns, but luckily got to return for Tropical Freeze. In this list, I've excluded all the remixes of all the Donkey Kong Country tracks and only focused on the tracks that were written for Tropical Freeze. Number 10. Graceland Groove. A very charming track that immediately reminds of the Lion King, and that's all you hear people say when something sounds African. There is a lot of variety and layers to this track. There are the choirs and chants, both female and male, that adds a richness to the track because of the different melodies and feels that they bring to the track. Overall, it's a very happy and catchy tune that opens up the first level of World 3 very nicely. Number 9. Fruit Factory. This one reminds me a lot of the SNES games. It's the overall sound with the steel drum melody and percussion bringing Fear Factory to mind, and some of the synths remind me of Sticker Brush Symphony. There's also an ice cold background whistle at some points that makes me think of Metroid Prime. I like the slow, focused nature, and while I do think the music sounds more suited for the level of Frozen Fruits, I'm happy it's in the game anyhow. Number 8. Homecoming Hijinks, or Snowman's Theme. A favorite among many, the starting string of this always makes me think of the TV show Lost, which I adore, so when I first heard it, it caught my attention instantly. And then it just builds into pompous fanfare with heavy percussion and dark melodies. Once you got to this level in the game, 6-1, it's like the mood of the game flipped on its head. You knew that now it was serious business. Number 7, Abyss. A fantastic underwater theme. I have previously stated I love pianos, so this one gets massive points for having one. I like the harmonies between the flute and the piano, and the background instruments add such depth. Get it? Depth? You're underwater? It doesn't beat aquatic ambience though, however, but it's a very close second favorite underwater theme. Number 6, Busted Bayou. There is so much playfulness in this track and I love it. My favorite part is the steel drum melody about a minute into the track. The guitars and bass too help to give a lovable, funky rhythm. You can tell David White had a lot of fun creating this one. Number 5, Punch Bowl, Boss 5. One of the metal themes in this game. This theme alone made the boss fight awesome. It's wonderful in how it shifts from between hard and noisy to melodic and wailing. It's an absolute winner that the chorus melody is there. It's one of my favorite parts of all the music in this game. It also stands out along with the other two metal boss themes from the rest of the music on the soundtrack. Number 4, Windmill Hills. So happy and uplifting. I had previously listened to the soundtrack before buying the game and had fallen in love with this one. So when I first entered 2-1 and heard this, I was almost jumping up and down in excitement. I love how playful this is. Usually I don't like the harmonica, but here it is so catchy. And I can't get enough of that short whistle melody towards the end. It's one of the only tracks in existence that makes me whistle along. Number 3. Scorchin Torch. A fan favorite without a doubt, the brightly colored and lively savannah suddenly turned into a fiery and dark world in 2/4. This music is epic. The sad pluck melodies along with the strings build such tension, and then it drops into a huge pan flute melody. Scorchin Torch also contains some wicked good drums, all adding fuel. Get it? Fuel? There's fire everywhere, huh? To the dark atmosphere of this level. Number 2. Harvest Hazards. Now, a lot of people don't rate this one highly. I admit it took me about a month before I realized how absolutely awesome it is. I have a mission now to make people open their eyes about this one. I really like the somber feel, and all the guitars work so wonderfully here. My favorite part is when it drops into the acoustic guitar, accompanied by the beating drum and plucking background melody. Then there's another acoustic guitar melody a short while after. I'm telling you, this is a masterpiece. There's also something about this track that reminds me of Skyward Sword. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but there's something that just reeks of Skyward Sword, and I love the Skyward Sword soundtrack. So that's a winner in my book. And number 1, Seashore War. This is also a masterpiece. Actually, this is a masterpiece of the game. Everyone I know loves this one, and it's not hard to see why. It reeks of epicness with its battle drums and slow strings, sad guitar melodies and foreboding mood. I shed a few tears when I heard that guitar melody when I first heard the track. It's so emotional and touching. How does this kind of music not get recognized outside of the game? It's a shame it probably won't get the recognition it deserves. It's a shame David Wise isn't involved in bigger projects, maybe even in big movies. Everyone should hear this.